here, and all right, let's do this thing, y'all. So we're gonna start off nice and easy, as always, with that little high knees march. Like I always say, that warm-up stays the same, just to check in, see which body shows up today. If it feels good, if it feels right, turn it into that little jog. Light on the feet, lifting the knees. Getting the breath moving, the body moving. And we'll take the same thing with the booty kickers, heels to your bum, working through the front of your legs. And turning it into that little jog once again. Nice and easy, nice and light. And taking us into those alternating leg lunges, dropping your back knee, driving through the front heel, chest stays lifted, core stays strong, find your breath, find your balance. Don't be shy about taking a nice size step here. Really falling into it. And just a couple more. Next time that right foot comes out in front, we'll move around in a little lunge. Ooh, all the cracks. I have a sparkle on me, no idea where that came from. I wish I could say I was out getting rowdy this weekend, but we all know that that's not a good idea. So, settling in, bring yourself up. High lunge, finding your balance. Little back bend if you want it. Left hand planks, right hand to the sky. Breathe into the twist. And both hands down, both feet back. Nice strong plank. Hello, hello, hopping on in. And we just got started. Left foot comes forward, moving around in the shape. Hello, hello. And all the cracks, all the kinks. You guys are pros, you know this warm-up. You can lead this warm-up yourself. So whenever you're hot to trot, just start to move. Check in with the body. And little back bend if you want it. Right hand plants, left hand to the sky, breathing into the twist. And both hands down, both feet back. Nice strong plank, one more time, settling in here. Just a couple of seconds. Really activate this move. Like we talked about, probably a little while ago now. There's a difference between just holding a plank and holding an active plank. Can you feel your kneecaps slide up your thighs, firming up your quads? Can you feel your glutes squeeze? Can you feel your belly button draw into your spine? Press the floor away, broadening your back and shoulders. And then we'll push it back, downward dog. We just want to live in that active shape. Walk your hands back, roll it up, shake it off, reset. All right, so here is how we play. We're going to go into, I sometimes call them 30A, 30Bs. I sometimes call them ABCs. Well, we're going to add a D to this, ABCD. We're going 30 seconds straight from one to the next to the next to the next. So it's 2 minutes of work, and then we get that breather. So first up, we're going to take our backstroke squats, walkouts, mountain climbers, and then single leg jackknife. So basically what that means, that backstroke squat, feet are a little wider than hips distance apart, and we just play in the waves. We're splashing at the foot of the waves. So really deep into that squat, rolling those hands all the way up. Walkouts, we know those. Mountain climbers, we know those. And then that jackknife is just gonna be big high five behind the right leg, big high five behind the left leg. So 2 minutes of work, that's it, that's all. Nice and easy, we get started with that little backstroke squat. Getting the body moving, that breath flowing. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Sit deep into that squat and throw those hands up overhead, just like you're doing a little backstroke here. Sitting back into your heels into that squat. And then after you find that shape, find that depth, that range of motion, then we can start to add in just a little bit of that pace, a little bit of that speed. 3, 2, we come right to the back of our mats. Hinge at the hips, walk it out, push up if you want it, and then walk it back. Just 30 seconds of that walk out. As always, that push up is optional. You find your happy place. Roll it back, roll it up. And 15 down, 15 to go. Just like that. Feeling the stretch through the back of the legs. Next up is going to be that mountain climber. So either high plank or on the forearms if the wrists are sensitive. And then we're just turning the knees into the chest. If you're in that high plank, maybe you have a little bit more pace to it. If you're in that forearm plank, maybe it's a little bit slower, but a little bit more deliberate. No right or wrong answers. It's your body, it's your workout. Just rock it out. Got about 10 seconds left and we're gonna flip on over. And 7 seconds. My usual saying is flip like a pancake breakfast, but that's a bit of a sore subject, flip on over, because we came downstairs and found out that my father-in-law had made a pancake breakfast just for himself, though. He literally made an entire pancake breakfast and then ate the entire thing. So by the time we got down there, it was all gone. So pancakes are a little sore subject this morning. All right, 12 seconds to go, that's it. And get that core turned on. We got the breath, we got the lungs, we got the legs, we got the arms. Get that core. 3, 2, 1. Shake it off. You have 25 seconds to kind of scan the body, head to toe. What needs a little extra love? Is it the shoulders, the neck, the quads, your hips, your glutes, whatever. Kind of shake off what you don't need, what's not serving you. And then we'll go right back into those backstroke squats. 2 minutes of work. And then we're done. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Really think. Try to keep your gaze forward so you're really sitting back into that squat. Waking up the knee joints, your quads, your glutes. And 12 seconds. Splashing in the foot of the waves. 5 seconds away. And we take this right into the walkouts, hinged at the hips. We walk it up, push up if you want, and then walk it back. As always, if you're tight through the back body, going through a crouched position may feel a little better. You find what works. You can always bend those knees and go through that squat, that crouched position as well. So you find what works. And this will likely be the last walkout. And we're gonna take this straight into those mountain climbers. 1 minute down, 1 minute to go. Churn it out. Hips stay low. That same strong plank shape that we started in. We wanna live there. Don't let that form start to go. Don't let the shoulders come in front of the fingertips. Don't let the hips creep too high in space. And churn it out, 10 seconds. Run in and run in. And then we're gonna flip. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Last 30, we get that six-pack turned on. Reach out and big high five. Big high five. And shoulders come off the mat each time. Those top 4 abs work. Those bottom 4 abs. Lifting the leg off the mat. 10 seconds, that's it. That's it. Breathe, no tension in the neck. 3, 2, 1. Trumpets. All right. Off and running. So we are going to double that duration. So we're gonna live in these shapes a little bit longer this time. We've got our weights close by. Jenna, this is a pretty solid shoulder exercise. So if any of it doesn't feel right, instead of doing an overhead press, you can do some type of like fly with lighter weights. Just take care of yourself. All right, so first up, we're gonna take that reverse lunge on the right side with a wide grip overhead press. So the palm space away, right foot will go back, we drive through, and we give those weights a little press overhead. It is a full 60. You're welcome. The goal is to kind of shoot the shoulders and the core. So we're gonna dive on in, 10 seconds away. Right foot goes back, palm space away, and we're taking that nice, strong overhead press here. 3, 2, 1, big step back, drive it through, weights go up overhead. A full 60 seconds, perfect, y'all. Nice, nice, nice. And once again, since you guys are all rock stars, if you want a little bonus points, you can always go to that little stand, that little balance as well. And nice. Kind of stick that landing, work on that core stability. But we really want to make sure that we're keeping the core nice and strong. Belly button drawn in, tailbone tucked under one straight line. Hands, head, hips, and heels. Perfect. 15 seconds. And 10 to go. That's it. That's it. Then we're going to give those shoulders a breather. And we're taking this to the ground. We're going to hit that chest fly with a little dead bug shape. So that dead bug is just going to kind of help secure your core and your low back. If you start to feel any in your low back, drop the heels. Otherwise, knees are stacked on top of ankles and that chest fly. So it's like we're giving the ceiling a nice big hug. The arms will come out straight, kind of in line with your heart, and then you give that big hug. So hands come out, and then you give that big hug. Nice and slow and controlled on the way down, and then maybe a little bit more powerful and explosive on the way up. So we're really working the front of that shoulder and your pectoral here. So once again, that dead bug shape is just really going to help keep the low back glued to the mat, protecting that low back. But you always have the option of dropping the heels. And if the weights are a little too heavy for that fly, always have that option of that chest press as well. So you find your happy place. And especially because 60 seconds is a long time in these moves. All right, 3, 2, 1, shake it off. We're back up to our feet. This time the left foot is going to dance, and we're going to go with that close grip. So palm space in, elbows tight. Left foot's gonna go back, and then we press those weights up overhead. 3, 2, 1, let's go. A big step back. That little balance at the top if you want it. Driving through that right leg now. So this is pretty much our upper body section with a little bit of lower body involvement. Spoiler alert, we do our lower body section with a little upper body involvement after. So big step back, woo, find your balance. That was for me more than anyone else. You guys look great doing it. I was the one falling all over the place. Drive through that front foot. Squeeze the glute, the quad, the core. Nice and strong. Don't be shy about that reverse lunge. Make sure you're getting a little depth in it. Nice big step back. Drive through that front foot. Nice big step back. Drive through that front foot. 3, 2, and cooked, y'all. All right. We're heading down into that tabletop. We did the chest fly, so now we're doing that back fly. Once again, single arm and single arm, just like you're giving a one-armed hug,
And if that's a little too much, you always have your row option as well. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Alternating arms, just like you're flapping one wing at a time. Trying to keep your shoulders square, but really drawing your shoulder blades back and down. So wrap that shoulder blade around your spine. Stay nice and strong through the core. If and when the back of that shoulder or the back of that, rhomboid and mid-lower traps start to die out, just take that row. Elbow past the rib, shoulders square. Wow, we're looking to dig deep here. Strong and stable through the core as we take that fly. Here we go. Open up the front body, walk around with that good, strong posture. 3, 2, 1. Shake it off. Good news. We know what we're doing. Better news. We have 4 minutes of work. Here we go. Popping right back up, palms face away. Take your water, take your breather, your towel, whatever, and then just join right back in when you are ready. I know Welsh Clan, here we go. We got this. Right foot back, drive it through. I'm right here with you. Like I said, I missed pancake breakfast, so I'm running off a Cliff Bar. Coffee wasn't even brewed this morning. Y'all, it's a Sunday. I know, Jenna, that's what I thought too. Just nothing but shaking my head. Here we go, explode through. One straight line, hand, head, hips, and heels. Nice, nice, nice. What if we connected those moves? Instead of having that strict press at the top, what if we kind of use the momentum from that lunge to shot put those weights? Yes, that was it. Love it, love it. There it is. Put those two together. That's perfect. That's going to save those shoulders just a little bit. We got a lot of shoulder work today, so we want to try to get that whole body involved as much as possible. 7 seconds left. You might get 1, maybe 2 more good reps. That's it. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Shake it off. So that's hitting that top of the shoulder. That medial delt. Now we want that front of the shoulder and that chest. So we're going into that nice big air hug. Knees stay behind your belly button. Don't let the knees start to creep in here. You're not getting any core engagement when the knees are over the belly button. We want the knees right over their hips. That's going to get the core involved. There you go. You could hear my voice just change because my core got involved. My acting teacher would be so pleased that I'm speaking with good vocal diction here. All right, big old air hugs. For bonus points, if you want to squish those hands together at the top, squeeze those hands. Open it up and then squish those hands together. You'll feel that really firm up that midline of your chest as though you could squish those two weights together. Turn them into a diamond if you squeeze hard enough. Squeeze hard enough. Shake it off. We're right back up. That left foot dances. We're going close grip here. Elbows tight, palms face each other. And then that left foot goes back. Y'all, we have 120 seconds of work left. That's it, that's it, that's it. In 3, 2, 1. That left foot goes back and drive it through. Left foot goes back, drive it through. Really strong and stable. And nice, 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 y'all. Getting a little bit more tricep engagement on this one. So that's not just all those shoulders. Little extra love. Just like that. 30 down, 30 to go. Don't rush it. You got all the time in the world. Big lunge back, drive through. Big lunge back, drive through. Stringing that lunge into that overhead press. Just like that, 10 seconds. And then we are done with this forever and ever and ever. Amen, I promise. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Shake it off. We come on down, nice, strong tabletop position. Lock in that core, and then flap those wings. Really open up that front body. Take those flies as long as you can. And then once you are shot, then you can switch to that row. But make sure that that back body is doing the work here. Squeeze the shoulder blades back and down. I can actually feel my shoulder draw down and wrap around my spine. I can feel my glutes and my core really stabilize, really engage to keep the hips and shoulders nice and square so that I'm not flailing. That gaze straight down, keeping a nice neutral alignment in your neck. And then with the last 10 seconds, scan your body and see where you're starting to compensate. As you get tired, where are you fatiguing out? And trumpets. Awesome. Like I said, upper body with a little teaser of that lower body. Donezo. So let's give those big muscles a little breather. Do a little midsection section here. So good news is you just get to lay down. That's it. You just get to lay on the floor and then pretty much stay there. So we are going to take this into that same dead bug shape that we had for our chest fly. We're going to play with that one. So we've got that dead bug crunch, option of adding in a dumbbell to it. So if you want, you start in that dead bug, you can extend out, and then you crunch in. Shoulders just 2 inches. We're not coming all the way up into a sit-up. We're just doing a crunch. So shoulders lift 2 inches, and that tailbone lifts 2 inches. That is option or move 1. Always can do it without that dumbbell as well. Option 2, bridges. That dumbbell, once again, can make an appearance right across your hips. Drive through, squeeze the booty at the top. Then we're gonna get a little funky here. It's kind of like that single leg jackknife meets that crunch. We start in our dead bug, we extend it out, and then we're doing one leg at a time. If you wanna get real fancy, take your hands to the outside of the knee to really get those obliques. And then we take our bridge marches, lifting the hips. Your knee stays right on top of your hip, and then alternating, passing that baton back and forth from glute to glute. So 30 seconds of each, that's it, that's it, that's it. We get started in 10 seconds with that dead bug crunch. With or without the dumbbell, we will start in that dead bug, we extend out, and then we crunch in. We extend out, and then we crunch in. There you go. If the shoulders are like, nah, I'm good, just leave that weight right above your shoulders so your hands would stack, and then bring it in. You don't have to extend it all the way above your head. 7 seconds left. And we're heading into that bridge. The weight will go on your hips. You have 10 seconds to breathe. Pull your heels into your bum. Drive through the floor. Lift the glutes. In. Let's go. Lift. Squeeze. Lower. Lift. Squeeze. Lower. Add that little 1 to 2 second squeeze at the top of the move here. That really makes sure that you're locking in with the glute. Lift, squeeze, and lower. Lift, squeeze, and lower. Neck stays long, shoulders stay down. Once again, the option of weighting it. All right, here comes the fun one. with or without that weight, one leg at a time. In 3, 2, 1, we extend out, we crunch it in, and you're either just kind of reaching over that knee, kind of down towards your ankle, your shin, or once again, if you want to get fancy, you're taking it into that full cross, reaching to the outside and getting that full twist in the spine. Really feeling those obliques scream at you. And 3, 2, 1, shake it off. Weight goes on the hips. We lift and we're gonna march it out here. So the hips will stay lifted the entire time. Lift, squeeze, and then just march it out. Just so one knee stacks on top of the hip, and then we alternate. And keeping the core, passing that work from one glute to the other. Don't let the booty relax and take the work into your low back. You gotta stay active and focused. Where do we want this work? Perfect, perfect, perfect. So that's it, y'all. One more time through that. 2 rounds. That's all we need. That'll get the core talking to you. So we start with that little crunch and that crunch and small little movement. Shoulders only 2 inches off the mat. Tailbone 1 to 2 inches off the mat. Think of tucking that tailbone under. And 8 seconds left. Lift and squeeze. Breathe and smile. 2, 1. Shake it off. Y'all, that's brutal. Here we go. Heels pull in. Weight can go on your hips if you want it. We lift, squeeze, lower. Let's go. Lift, squeeze, and lower. Lift, squeeze, and lower. Set yourself up for success on the march by really feeling that booty do the work here. That same sensation. Learn how to recognize that work and where it's happening. And 3, 2, 1, shake it off. Now we're back to that front side, a little bit of that oblique work. So we're gonna crunch it down. Hands can come to the outside of the knees if you want that little extra challenge. And really getting that range of motion here. Nice, nice, nice. All of these can be done without that dumbbell too. So you find your happy place. Last 5, last 3, 2, 1. Shake it off. Weight goes on the hips. Last 1. 30 seconds. That's it, that's it, that's it. We lift, we stay lifted, and we march it out here. 30 seconds, and we get those trumpets. So we work that front side with those crunches, with those little kind of bicycle-y type things. And now we want to keep things balanced. Work those glutes, especially if you spend 8, 10, 12 hours in a chair during the work week. You want to keep your glutes nice and strong to counteract that tightness in the front of your hip. Trumpets. All right. So, as promised, we finished this thing off. We're taking it downtown now. We got that lower body work predominantly, but it does have a little bit of that upper body activation to it. So we are going 3 pulse squat on that thruster. So it's just our normal squat. 1, 2, 3 with that little overhead press. Once again, if the shoulders are like, nah, I'm good, don't do it. Just focus on that little 3 pulse squat. Then we're gonna, once again, hit that glute. this time in a forearm plank shape. So coming on down, you're holding that nice forearm plank, hips and shoulders are square, and then you're just kicking your heel to the sky. Make sure that you're not arching your back. We're not twerking while we do this. It's a nice strong core, and it is the glute that lifts that leg off the mat. Then we're going into that sumo with the upright row. So the feet wide, toes turned out, tracking the knees over the toes, and then we take that row there. And then we're taking our snowboarder. So we spike that heart rate, nice and low, nice and controlled, whipping the hips around underneath you, landing softly on bent knees. If that jump does not feel good, you always have that little basketball pivot step. So just do about a couple seconds on one, switch other, switch, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. So we go 45 on this time. So I'm being generous. And we're gonna take 15 seconds to reset. 45 seconds on that little 3 pulse squat. And then we explode into that thruster. So feet a little wider than hips, just apart, thumbs in, and 3, 2, 1, let's go. We take 1, 2, 3, explode through. And 1, 2, 3, explode through. Really find that depth in the squat by sitting back into the heels, keeping your chest lifted-ish, and really feel the power come from driving your hips forward, just like in that bridge where you drive your hips to the sky. Think of driving your hips forward here, and let that momentum just launch those weights right up overhead. 5 seconds left, and 3, 2, 1, shake it off. Weights go down. We head into that nice strong forearm plank. And we're just gonna do our little booty activation here. Small little pulses. Don't think of range of motion being too big here. Just, I don't know, 6, 8 inches off the floor. So what we don't want is as we get tired, your belly button's gonna wanna start to sink. You're gonna wanna start to sink into your shoulders. You're gonna wanna arch your back. Remember when I said learn how to recognize the sensation of that glute working? Well, this is where we put that to use. Feel that glute do the job. Squeeze your booty as you lift your heel. Keeping your hips square, your toes should stay pointed to the ground, not starting to turn out like you're opening, but instead, hips nice and square. Shake it up. Back up to our feet. That's gonna get that booty. So now to get the outside of that booty, we open up the feet, toes point out, chest stays lifted, tracking your knees over your toes, and then just that little upright row at the top. So really thinking, keeping your elbows above your wrists, keeping your gaze forward, keeping your feet turned out, and your knees tracking over. There you go, nice, nice, nice. And people have different schools of thought. I have always been of the school that your elbows don't really need to go much higher than your shoulders. Because when they do, look what happens. Those shoulders start to creep up and those upper traps start to fire, those linebacker muscles. Now, if you want the linebacker muscles, go for it. That's called a shrug. But I'm guessing we don't want those big linebacker muscles, just a guess. All right, weights go down, and now we put all of that strength into some agility. Nice and light, knees are soft, whipping the hips around underneath you, staying nice and light on your feet. You're just like a little washing machine going back and forth, landing softly. You always, always, always have that option of doing little quarter turns instead of half turns. You find where you are happiest, as always. 23 down, 22 to go. Try to keep the shoulders low so you're really whipping the hips around underneath you, getting that nice core work, landing softly. 7 seconds. That's it. 3, 2, 1. Shake it up. Let's see, 180 seconds of work. We got this. We got this. Grab that sip, grab that towel. You got 8 seconds to reset. Feet a little wider than hips distance apart. 180 seconds. That's it. Yes, 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 you can. 1, 2, 3. Explode through. Let that strength, let that power come from the legs. Go only as quickly as you can with strong form. Quality of reps over quantity. Sit back, drive through the floor, press the floor away. Imagine that you are standing on the moon and you wanted to blast off with that low gravity. How'd you do that? You press through the floor. You launch yourself into space. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. Shake it off. Weights go down. Work in that isolated glute work. Gluteus maximus, going for that big part of it. Hips and shoulders nice and square. And lifting your belly button the whole time. And then bringing that foot up. One at a time. Toes point towards the ground. And if at any point you start to feel your low back take the work, you start to feel your belly button start to droop towards the mat, drop your knees, reset, and then come back strong again. Not a competition. We're just trying to get stronger. We're trying to get a little bit healthier. And heels lift. Glute does the work. Breathe and smile. If you're not smiling, why are you here? Gotta enjoy what you do. In your workouts and in life. Here we go. Taking that sumo into that upright row, feet wide, toes point out, chest stays lifted, and track your knees over your toes. Take that little upright row. Really think, open the front body. It's almost like, I don't know, you're pulling up suspenders here. And there you go, perfect, Jen, I love that. Nice, awesome, 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 yep. As we get tired, once again, check in on the knees. Are they starting to buckle in? Mine were, because I was getting lazy. So, track the knees. Feel the outside of that glute, do the work. Whew. And then zipper everything up through the midline. Last 3, 2, 1. Y'all, we have 45 seconds of work. That is it, that is it, that is it. Yes, 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 you can. Light on those feet. It's like 96 degrees in Florida today, so just think, we're snowboarding. We're out on those slopes. I've been trying to convince my wife that we should just like move to Boulder during this. Like, why not? Let's go hang out in the mountains of Colorado. I don't know. I can still teach for Exceed from Colorado. It's all good. It's the best of both worlds. Whip the hips around. Feet stay soft. And 20 seconds away. All the hiking, biking. 15 seconds to go. Light on the feet. Finish this thing off. Don't back off now. You got 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Finish strong. Finish with the smile. We got 3, 2, 1. Trumpets. Breathe. Hand on the heart. Feel that heart working. Grateful for that heart. Deep breath in through the nose, down to the belly button. Roll your shoulders up and back. And forward. Interlacing fingers above your head, palms to the sky. Lean on over towards the left, gaze under your right arm. Open up your shoulder. your intercostals, your obliques, your whole side body. Kick that right hip to the side even more. Bring it up, lean it on over towards the right side. Gaze under the left arm. Feel that entire left side. Elongate. Breathe into it. Bring yourself up, interlace fingers behind your back. Roll your shoulders back and down. A lot of shoulder work today. Chin to chest. Right ear to right shoulder. And left ear to left shoulder. And right ear to right shoulder. And left ear to left shoulder. All right, right hand can reach down your spine as far as it'll go. Stretching your tricep, that shoulder one more time. And shake that up. Left hand will reach down the spine as far as it'll go. That little lean. And bring it up, shake it off. We'll take that right foot, cross it in front of your left, hinging at your hips. Feel that stretch all the way through the outside of that left hip. And then for bonus points, you can walk your fingers over towards the right and really kick that left hip out even more. Roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Left foot can cross in front of right, hinging at the hips, walking your fingertips over towards the left this time. Feel that right hip kick out. And rolling it up one vertebrae at a time. Nice and easy. If you need something to hold on to, you can. Otherwise, reach for your right foot behind your back. And then firing up that right quad and hip flexor. As always, I really kind of think of pulling not just up, but kind of up and away. Whee! Find that balance. There you go. And really trying to keep your knee stacked right underneath your hip. And switch it up. Left foot. And I always flex that foot. Just kind of pulls into that quad just a little bit more. Squaring off the hips, dropping the knee right underneath the hip. And shake that off, one little pedal out of the legs. Bring the hands all the way up and over. Capturing all the light, all of the love. Bring it on down to your heart. Take that with you. Awesome, 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 awesome work. Pop you guys off mute so we can say hello. And that will do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course, great work. Good to see you guys.
Take care.
Right. Nicely done.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye. Awesome job. How'd that shoulder feel? So you had some good substitutions for it, so that's good.
Andrew.
Yeah, of course. All right, well, take care. Good seeing you.
Oh, it was so funny. I made pancakes for everyone this morning.
Oh, well, you are very kind. I told you, I'm on my way over. The pool, the pancakes, you're really selling it here. All right,
Okay.
take care.